What's up, everybody? Back for another Hawkeye Star World video, and in today's video we're going to talk about summon priority in 3.4. Now normally how I would do this video is I would go over the character and then make a should you summon. However, there's a few criteria that makes this make a lot more sense. One, there's a lot more characters this time around. We are getting Phanon, who's new, and 3 reruns, along with Fate a week later, which is 2 new characters. Then when we get into part 2, it is Firefly, Blade, and Jinglu for 3 more reruns, right? So we have a ton of characters, plus there is an incentive to summon 200 times to get Archer's Lycon for free. Now, Archer's Lycon isn't anything crazy. It gives crit rate and then attack, right? It is still a free Lycon, and it is limited because once Fate Collab leaves, which it is multiple patches, you won't be able to get it again. However, one thing that isn't multiple patches is actually getting the light cone for free. So you have to do the 200 pulls in this update, right? Now, I did confirm it with a friend that you can summon on Phanon, and when Fate drops, it will count how many summons you've already done. It's just do them in this update. So if you are able to do 200 pulls, you're probably wondering, what should I summon on, right? What is the priority? You know, if you get your character that you really wanted, and then you go from there, like, what are you summoning on? So here I am to help you guys out, right? We will briefly go over what the character does and why we would want them. This is going to account for you not having the character at all, right? There's one character that I'm going to talk about that their E1 is very important, and other than that, that is the only one that I'm going to talk about dupes on, right? So first things first, Archer is free. Archer has dupes. Saber has dupes. You do not need them. They obviously make the character better, and they are limited. Unfortunately, FOMO is going to hit these Star World players like actual like crazy, right? I'm not saying that just in case YouTube gets angry, but you know what I mean, right? Like, the FOMO is so crazy in the Hoyo games, it's not okay, right? Which, to be fair, I kind of suffer from it as well, but that's more of a YouTuber standpoint. If I wasn't making content on the game, I could care less. Like in Genshin, right? I stopped playing Genshin, right? Just because there's too many gachas and Genshin just takes a lot of my time, and I just can't do that, right? Skirk is super cool. I love Jinglu's design. Skirk has very much like the Jinglu aesthetic. She's super cool. She's OP. I'm skipping. I literally logged on, did 5 singles, called it a day. Is what it is, right? So I feel like if I wasn't a YouTuber, I wouldn't have FOMO as much. But I cannot imagine being a Fate fan and seeing them have dupes and being like, oh god, I have to like not go for these because it would cost you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, right? But Archer is free. You don't have to worry about him, right? Then Saber is also limited, but Saber's banner is going to last multiple patches, so it's kind of just whenever you're able to summon for her in her light cone, go for it, right? Obviously, when there is an end date, then it's kind of like, okay, you know, if you don't have her, start spending or summoning and hope you get lucky. But she will last multiple updates. So if you're more concerned about getting the other characters, you can summon for them instead. So I'm going to put her in her own little tier. But she is a good option because she is limited, so you want to make sure you get her and her light cone at some point. Next up, in must get. Actually, we're going to go down to skip. In skip tier is going to be Firefly, right? The reason she's in skip tier is while she is getting a skin and it looks cool, break meta is kind of on its way out. Firefly is not insanely good at the moment, right? Now, granted, if you like the character, I always say summon for who you like instead. Dog going absolutely crazy. He agrees. He agrees. He says that you should summon for who you like. Don't be a meta slave. If you are the biggest Firefly fan, but someone says you need to get Phanon and you hate Phanon, bro, summon for Firefly. Who cares? You know, like, you're not gonna miss out. If you can't clear MOC 12, you lose like 100 jades, bro. 100 jades every like what? Let's just say you can't beat the other ones. It's like, you know, oh, 300-ish jades every like 2 weeks, bro. You'll survive. I promise you. Like, if anything, just buy the login bonus and you'll be good. The login bonus is worth more than actually beating the end games. Like, come on now. You'll be fine. Trust me. And you'll be able to use Firefly, right? However, Bregman is on its way out. You kind of need dupes to contend. If you don't already have Fugue and all of them already, you know, Firefly's kind of just not looking too hot right now, right? So I would recommend skipping, right? There are better DPSs out there. Another skip, which I'm on the fence on this one, is Blade. Now, the reason I have him in the skip is because you can lose 50-50 and pull him, right? Blade is probably going to be the best out of the patch. It's between him and Silver from what I've seen so far that I like the most. But yeah, Blade you can lose 50-50 and pull him, so he's a weird one. It's like technically you could never get him, right? But you know, he is like, what if you summon, you pull him, and the next banner you lose 50-50 and pull Blade again? You'd feel stupid, right? You could also just never pull him, like I said, so that is like how I'm like very iffy on this one. It really depends on how much you like him. I'll put him if you like Blade, you can pull him, right? Now, I don't know how his banner works, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if it's like, oh, you win 50-50, or it's just a boosted rate for him, or if they disable him and you can't even pick him on like the lose 50-50. I don't know how it works, right? But he is a general banner unit, not on the standard banner, but like in the special banner, you can lose 50-50 and pull him. So it's really just how much do you want to gamble. Do you want to make sure you get him, or would you rather skip in fear that you're gonna pull him right after? I mean, he does have some decent dupes now, but like, you know, it's up to you. It's up to you how much you want to gamble on him, right? Next up is Sparkle. Now the reason Sparkle is in if you like them and not in skip, right, is because Archer, who is free, won't Sparkle on the team, because Archer uses a lot of skill points. When they use their skill, they'll attack repeatedly over and over and over and over and over, right? Sparkle's kind of the best partner for that. Now, we are getting a new support, which is this girl right here. We don't know what she does. If she does something with skill points, it'll be really, really funny, because they baited people into something for Sparkle. So if you want, right, you can wait and see what she does, and then next time Sparkle reruns, get her. But Archer definitely feels like he's gonna want Robin. Good lord, Sparkle. Technically, she did disguise herself as Robin, so I'm not wrong there. But he definitely wants to have Sparkle, so it's really just up to you if you want to get that combo, or if you just like Sparkle in general. But Sparkle definitely is on the lower tier of value of this update. Next up is going to be Jinglu. Now, Jinglu is very good, right? I do think she is good. However, I do think that there are, one, better options here, and there's just overall just other DPSs you can get, right? Not saying Jinglu is bad and you don't need to get her, right? Like, it's like, oh, you're not breaking your account for pulling her, right? But when it comes to DPSs, it really, like, unless you really like the character, I feel like you might as well just go for the better of the DPSs. And while Jinglu is very, very good, right? I would say that Herda's better, Gasaurus is better, Aglia is better. You know, there's a lot more options. And DPSs is so saturated, you don't really need to get all of them, right? Next up is going to be Phanon, and very good. I mean, he's just a new DPS, right? He does have a pretty wonky kit from the looks of it, right? And he does have his issues, but he's still going to be an extremely good DPS, and then that's really all I need to say, right? Like, he's cool and all, but at the end of the day, he's a DPS. There's a million of them. You just pick the one you like and try to make them work as long as you can, you know? That's kind of the DPS norm at the end of the day, right? Then, in must get, we have Tribby and Sunday. Now, I would put Tribby above Sunday, and E1 Tribby is going to be a priority. It is extremely good. It's like E1 Robin back in the day. E1 Robin is still absolutely busted, but Tribby is on another level with E1. With the true damage, extremely good unit, can be a mini DPS as well. Sunday is also very good, landing him in many teams with Aglia, Jingyun. You can run him with Castris if you need to. Works with Jinglu, even though Jinglu, you know, can't get the full benefit, you know, because like she has so much crit damage. But the action mass and energy is extremely good with Sunday, right? Highly recommend. Phanon is going to be extremely wanting Sunday as well. Saber is going to like Sunday as well. Sunday is just a extremely good, like the second coming of Bronya, quite literally, right? Tribby is arguably better though, just because of the whole like HP scaling characters, and then E1 Tribby having true damage. I know that's an E1, but like so many people, it's like Robin E1, where it's like E1, Robin E1. A lot of like people will base their polls around getting this dupe of a character, right? Which is mostly a support thing, right? Most people don't go for it in DPSs, but I think it's very important to get Tribby E1, especially if you're free to play, because it just like adds a lot of value to your character, right? Other than that, that is it for the video. There's E2. I'm gonna assume dot character and really good support, but like it's really hard to gauge on what they do because we have no idea. about anything about their kit, right? But other than that, that is it for the video. Let me know in the comments what you will be summoning for. If you're going for dupes, light cones, and whatnot. Like I said, this is just a general idea for you guys. If you like a character, summon for who you like. If you don't like a character, don't feel inclined to summon for them. Sunday and Tribute are just really good supports, and supports are a lot more valuable than DPSs in this game, and can make your favorite DPS age a lot slower if you have a really good support next to them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Updates coming soon. I will have Phanon summons, Fate summons, all that good stuff. Money will be spent, tears will be shed if I lose to the 50. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on that, and I will catch y'all in the next one.